Yo, what's going on, guys? Crispy Flakes here. Welcome to Extra Crispy, man. For today's video, we better get going on it right away. It's going to be a long one, probably, or very short. It depends how good of answers I give here. But we have every NBA team's biggest question after the 2022 free agency. So I'm going to try to answer these questions, and hopefully I can, everything like that. Man, if anybody ever needs like an extra additional assistant GM or something, hit me up. I can answer these questions. This is probably the bulk of my abilities. I'm also pretty good at rebuilds from time to time, which I've been doing on my main channel, Crispy Flakes, again, by the way. But I got a Pistons one that just went up, man. But yeah, let's go ahead, check this out, see what it's all about. The Atlanta Hawks, what's happening with John Collins? I don't see a scenario where with anything good, if I'm being honest. Now, I think the one redeeming factor of John Collins and Hawks is if DeJounte Murray can really like get this man the ball in the right places and stuff like that, because John Collins kind of like I don't know, he didn't like enjoy being like second in command, so I don't think he's going to enjoy being third in command. But if I'm being honest, that's kind of where he needs to be to, have success on basketball. I'm just saying, man, like for the team to have overall like winning success. So we'll see though, we'll see. Now we'll probably go on by the trade deadline. We got the Boston Celtics. Are the Jays ready to lead a title run? Yo, ain't that a baseball? The Jays? Oh, Jason and Jalen. Yeah, they did it once, and that was to a real slow start to a season. So yeah, I think they'll be even better to start things off here, man. Like, they had a really slow start last year. I think the team's gonna be ready to go, man. I still want them to get Terrence Ross. Next up, we got Brooklyn Nets. Is Kevin Durant staying or going? Based off the trade packages I've seen, he's got to be staying. Like, they're asking for way too much. The man's 34. Like, he's a great player. You're going to get a great Kevin Durant for the next, 2 seasons, maybe 3 seasons if he ages like LeBron has and everything, with just skill set he definitely can. He can at least become, like, I don't know, man, like a diamond version of, I don't know, Gallinari or something, but catch and shoot player till he's 50, you know what I'm saying? We got the Charlotte Hornets. Who picks up the scoring slack? Yeah, man, you might see like a guy like a Book Knight really step up this season and everything. I don't know what happens with Gordon Hayward, but like if he can stay healthy, he can be a decent scorer for the team and everything like that. So, there's some options out there, and don't hold back against the idea of maybe this team still has another trade on them too to like bring in some more scoring. We got the Chicago Bulls. Can they count on Lonzo Ball? Oh man, it's hard to really answer that. Like with injuries and stuff, you just never really know. Like right now, I think it's been reported that he might not be ready to start the season. And, knee injuries, like those are nothing to play around with. Like those can really derail an NBA career very quickly. But I do know when this man's healthy, he makes the Bulls a better team. So let's see if he can get there though, man. Like, I know the Bulls obviously going back to the Derrick Rose days. Like I know y'all just want your healthy point guard and everything. You guys deserve that. We got the Cleveland Cavaliers. Is Colin Sexton coming back? My prediction is probably not. I don't think it's worth the risk of bringing him back, because like you can bring Colin Sexton back and he might bring that team up another tier, but I think too, there's the risk that he can bring him down a tier with his style of play and stuff like that. And even before he was injured, there was complaints in the locker room about him at times and things like that. And I don't know, man, like this Cavs team, let's be honest, like what was their downfall last year? Injuries. So that team staying healthy and everything like that, it's like I think they're already good to go, and I don't know if it's worth the risk. We got the Dallas Mavericks. Can Christian Wood be Luka's co-star? I think Luka is so good that, that like Luka's gonna be the main man, but I think Christian Wood can, replace that scoring of, like Jalen Brunson or somebody like that, or, maybe be a more consistent, but maybe not as good version of Kristaps Porzingis and everything. Like Christian Wood's he's a good basketball player. You guys are gonna like him in Dallas. Like I've seen this man play before. He does all the right things, I would say, at least offensively. It's the defensive side that you gotta have to worry about. We got, can Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. get back on track? Once again, it's hard to know with injuries. I would give Jamal Murray a better chance than Michael Porter, just because like Michael Porter being a 7-footer nearly with those back injuries, like you never really know with that type of thing. But I think Jamal's gonna be ready to go though. I think he is. Detroit Pistons, will Cade Cunningham make the All-Star leap? I obviously big Piston fan. I think it's a season premature. That's not meaning he can't put up all-star caliber numbers, but to make the actual all-star team, that gets more difficult each and every season with all the talent in the NBA. So I think he can put up the caliber numbers of an all-star. I don't know if he gets voted in quite yet, especially if the Pistons, aren't that successful in the win department. We got Golden State. How much can the young players handle? I think a little bit more this season. Especially with like Kuminga and stuff. Like, I just think with, like, you know, like losing like Otto Porter and stuff like that, like Kuminga, I hope he gets a larger role. It seems like whenever he plays, he's worthy of the minutes. You know, he obviously had some rookie mistakes and stuff like that last season, but I think he's ready to go, man, and make a good impact. As far as Moses Moody goes, that's a bit different because, like, you know, I mean, they still have to decide, you know, like Jordan Poole and everything like that, like how's that rotation going to go, and adding another guard into that can make things a little bit more difficult. But I think Kuminga probably could have a bigger impact on this team next season. We got the Houston Rockets. Is there enough talent to attract top free agents? Yeah, I would say players are going to want to play with Jalen Green and Jabari, and you know, even Kevin Porter also. Like, I think, hell yeah, I don't see why not. Like, maybe not right away. They, you know, the big names might wait a few seasons for it to come together, but eventually, and, you know, might even get to the point too where they don't need to attract the top free agents, because like I said, they have, you know, Jabari, who was going to go number 1. We all thought he was, and Jalen, who went number 2. It's like, team's in a good place. They're in a good place. Just gonna take a few years for it to come together. Nothing wrong with that. Indiana Pacers, is a Miles Turner trade finally happening? If it does, it better happen on the same day that Kevin Love goes to the Portland Trail Blazers, man. Clippers, is Kawhi Leonard ready to rejoin the elites? Yeah, if he can stay healthy. Kawhi's still that guy, and I think we're all going to recognize that. Lakers, can they make it work with Russell Westbrook? I think if Russell Westbrook's willing to make it work with the Lakers, there's a possibility, but it's going to have to be completely, you know, reshifting the offense and the view of how Russell Westbrook should be utilized and everything. And even then, it still might not be enough. But I think this guy is going to have to be less ball dominant, and I think he's going to have to focus on more how can he play off ball and use his athleticism, not only to his offensive advantage, but also defensive advantage. We got the Memphis Grizzlies. Can player development push the team over the top? So, yeah, I mean, it's just like the players getting better and better every single season. I mean, you know, John Morant's already an MVP caliber player. Jaren Jackson's injury sucks, but when he comes back, hopefully he can make that leap. You know, Desmond Bane. I feel like the development's already there, and I feel like they're already, like, at the top as far as, like, top teams go, but it's no longer about player development, it's about team development, which is different. It's like, you know, those stepping stones to eventually getting to the point, like, you know, the Boston Celtics getting to the NBA Finals. We got the Miami Heat. Do they have enough to trade for a star? Depends who the star is. I still think, you know, Tyler Hero is a very good asset to trade away if they want to go that route, but I don't think it's enough to get Kevin Durant. I think it could be a possibility to get a guy like a Donovan Mitchell, assuming the other assets are there too to trade. Milwaukee Bucks, can they reverse their defensive decline? Yeah, but they're going to have to make a trade to do that. I don't think Brook Lopez is going to be like, you know, a few seasons ago, he was such a big defensive impact for that Bucks team. I think it's time to find a new version of him, and I think the best way to do that is in the version of a Miles Turner or like a PJ Washington type. I think those guys that can stick to the perimeter, you know, block shots, be a big body, maybe not so much PJ, that's more Miles Turner. I think there's types of players out there that could replace Brook Lopez, who was such a big defensive impact on them a few seasons back. Minnesota T-Wolves, will their big bet on Rudy Gobert pay off? Depends what you mean by that. Do I think they're a playoff team? Yes. Are they my favorite to win the championship in the West? No. So I guess it depends on expectations. Pelicans, can Zion Williamson push them to championship contention? He definitely has the talent to do so, but does he have the drive? Does he have the mentality? And does he have the body for it? The physical aspects of it too. Those are all big question marks. But Zion Williamson, when he is playing basketball and healthy, the answer to that is yes. For the Knicks, is a Donovan Mitchell deal up next? Sounds like he wants to be there. Sounds like they want him. It's just, what's that trade looking like? Don't pull off a Carmelo Anthony situation where you trade away everything to get your guy in New York and you have nothing left. We got the Thunder. How long until Chet finds his footing? I think Chet's pretty NBA ready. I think he's going to have a really decent rookie season and is going to be up in contention for Rookie of the Year. I think that Thunder team in general, they're really solid. And you add a guy like Chet in there who can have an impact, like they're going to win games. And Chet's going to get a lot of that credit because it's his first season there when they, you know, started getting those W's and stuff like that. I think he'll be good right away. We got Magic. Is Paolo Banchero already the focal point? I think he wants to be. Man, this dude was literally in Summer League, I think, like, yelling at RJ Hampton saying, man, get me the ball. Like, this dude wants to be that guy, and I think he's going to embrace that role. Is it going to lead to wins right away? No, but it's hard to say that for any rookie right away. Like, but he wants to. He wants to be that guy. 76ers, did they finally solve the championship puzzle? Time will tell. You know, PJ Tucker bringing him in for a season, or I guess what was a 3-year contract? Like, that will be nice. See how he operates with that team. Joel Embiid, obviously, he's already that dude. James Harden seems to be motivated to win a championship with the team, and I think he's going to come looking good next season and everything too. So they have the pieces to do it, but it's an 82-game season, and they have to be able to pull that all out and everything, and stay healthy. Suns. How are things with DeAndre Ayton? Man just got his payday. I think it was the largest max extension in NBA history or something like that. I think he's probably pretty happy. The team won 60+ games with him in the lineup. I think they're going to be completely fine, man, and completely happy. And if not, the dude's a former #1 pick, still extremely, extremely young. Like, he's also going to be a good trade chip when he's tradable with the team, which I don't think is till after this season. So I think things are going to be good. Portland, does Damian Lillard have enough to help to make noise? Well, a healthy Damian, which we did not see last season, by the way, is enough to make noise by himself. Yeah, I'm not saying loud noise, but enough to make noise. But, you add on Jeremy Grant. We'll see how he goes from being the #1 guy in Detroit to probably the 3rd option in Portland. How can Anthony Simons and Damian coexist and everything like that? And is your little, is he ready to make a big stride and everything too? So we'll see. Sacramento, will the drought finally end? I think for if the team stays healthy, De'Aaron Fox, Keegan Murray's looking great. We got to see how he plays. Like, Keegan Murray is going to be like the big impact guy. Like, if he can play like he's playing in Summer League, I think the drought ends. I think if he has rookie struggles, it's going to be a little bit more difficult in that case. But, De'Aaron, Sabonis, Keegan Murray, if he's that guy. Like, I think they can at least make the play-in tournament. So if that's the definition of ending the drought, then I would say, yeah, they're there. But if you make the play-in, but you lose the play-in game, does that mean the drought's over? Because you're technically, I guess, not in the playoffs, right? Spurs, who will lead the next chapter? Whoever they draft with the top 3 pick next season, man. They have a lot of good, promising young players on the team. I don't think they have anybody on that team that's like that guy that you build around. I think they have pieces of the puzzle, but they need the main piece. So yeah, Primo's going to be good eventually. I really like Keldon Johnson and the contract he got and everything. Vassell, still is a really good 3-and-D player. But I do think they need their Scooter Henderson or their Victor Wembanyama to really bring it all together, and that's going to be a whiles away. Toronto Raptors, how much is too much for Kevin Durant? I wouldn't give up Scotty Barnes. You don't see the Pistons dishing out Cade. You don't see the Rockets dishing out Jalen. You don't see the Cavs dishing out Evan Mobley. So why the hell would the Raptors dish out Rookie of the Year Scotty Barnes? That's what I think about that. Utah Jazz, how long will the rebuild take? Well, Utah historically is not a heavy free agency destination. They typically are built off, the great duos they can build via the draft, going back to Karl Malone, John Stockton, or Donovan Mitchell, and, Rudy Gobert and everything like that. So it really depends on how much success they have when it comes to the NBA draft. We got the Washington Wizards for our final one. How can they surprise the countless doubters? Bradley Beal has to stay healthy. Kristaps Porzingis, like if Kristaps has one of his, annual injuries and he's just out for a long time, I don't think this team stands a chance. So that's how they do is, embracing the process, everybody working on themselves, staying healthy, not only physically, mentally, all that stuff, and making at least the play-in tournament, man. That's how they can do that. So that's all we got for this video. Thank you all so much for watching, and peace out, my friends.